as security continued to deteriorate in Nigeria in the last 2 years of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the insecurity has become the order of the day. The governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has raised the alarm that Nigerian politicians and members of the armed forces are now acting as informants and collaborators with the Boko Haram insurgents. He raised the alarm when he appeared on a television program, News Central, where on Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, he made that weighty allegation. That is really troubling, and what we are going to talk about in this video, because it appears that all the gains that was made under Muhammad Buhari is being eroded right now, and there is a resurgence of the insurgents in Borno State in particular, and in the Northeast in general. So the governor, Babagana Zulum, who is the chief security officer of Borno State, has raised this alarm when he appeared on a News Central TV interview that was aired across the world on Wednesday, May 21st. This should be troubling, but not surprising. Now look at what he said in that interview. He said, we have informants and collaborators within the Nigerian armed forces, with the politicians, and within the communities. What we shall do is to strengthen our intelligence and to deal with them ruthlessly. Let us remove contractocracy. In 6 months, we can put an end to this madness. We need not politicize insecurity. But insecurity, sadly, has been politicized. Right from the time of Goodluck Jonathan, it was politicized. Seriously. And it has continued to be politicized. And then he said that we should remove contractocracy. It means that those who are benefiting through contracts, military contracts, those who are benefiting through supplies that keep on the money flow. Those people don't want this insurgency to end. That is why bad thing is not good to start, because you never know how it will end, or if it will ever end. Because there are people whose lifeline will be destroyed if the insurgency stopped. These are the contractors. So he said, if you remove those people, those who live on the insecurity, because if the insecurity is not there, their means of livelihood is gone. So if you remove them, this matter can be settled in 6 months. Then he talked about that we should not politicize insecurity. Accurate. But this country have been notorious. This country has been notorious because of politicization of insecurity. It's sad, but that's the reality. And what Professor Zulum is saying invariably is that there are Boko Harams, because if you are informant for Boko Haram, You are a collaborator with Boko Haram. Whether you are in the armed forces, whether you are a politician, whether you are in government, you are the same. You are the same thing. You people are the same. Whether you are, because there's no difference between an informant in government office and the Boko Haram in the bush. They are working together. It therefore confirmed what President Goodluck Jonathan was saying when he was in government, that there are Boko Harams in government. There are Boko Haram in government. That was what Jonathan said, and some people want to crucify him that time. Because I know, but at that time too, he was frustrated that when they plan to do anything, before they do the thing, it has leaked to the Boko Haram people. So he was shocked. He was mesmerized by the level of infiltration of the system by the Boko Haram. And he raised the alarm at that time. He said, we have Boko Haram even in government. Now, Governor of Borno State is now giving credence to that assertion by Jonathan when he was president. And that is the most troubling part of this war against insurgents. When you have people who are supposed to be on the side of the people, on the side of government, fighting Boko Haram, they are now the enablers. The governor said they are there in the armed forces. I expect the armed forces to react. As I'm making this video, I have not seen their reaction, but I expect them to react to that allegation by Zulum. He said that politicians and communities, they are involved. That shouldn't be rocket science to anybody to know that a lot of people lack patriotism. They act based on selfish interest. Now let us look at the issue of politicization of insecurity. We know that during the time of Jonathan was the worst time of politicization of insecurity. Now you see the Nigerian media, they are very, very careful. They don't publicize the victories of the Boko Haram the way they were doing it under Jonathan. When Jonathan was president, the Nigerian media, mainstream media, they went haywire. They were splashing Boko Haram on the cover of newspapers like nothing anybody has ever seen before. Boko Haram, they put their suicide bombing, everything they were doing. It was as if the media was celebrating them. They were doing everything to frustrate Jonathan. They were enabling it. Now the media is a bit, maybe because they have the media now is having a government in which was enabling them to be splashing Boko Haram on the front pages of newspapers. I remember how the newspapers were literally celebrating the suicide bombing that took place at the police headquarters, United Nations headquarters. It was as if they were celebrating it. Now they are being a bit milder in their interpretation of the news. Imagine how they look at what is recently the Boko Haram people were said to be attacking military bases in Borno State using sophisticated technology like drones and all that. Imagine if that were to happen under Jonathan, how they will be writing about it, how they will be encouraging, the media will be encouraging it literally. Now the media, they are much more, they don't put it out the way it is. When they cannot help it, that's when you see such a thing in the newspaper, in the front pages. I'm not saying that it's not good now, but it should have been done before. But that's why I also agree with Zulum that when he said that insecurity should not be politicized. It should not be politicized, but this advice should have been given a long time ago. I remember when General Ihejirika was the chief of army staff under Jonathan, and Ihejirika wanted to root out the insurgents. What happened? There were attacks on Ihejirika. It was that series of attacks on Ihejirika that made Goodluck Jonathan to remove him. What was the attack? They say that he is killing the youths of Borno. The Borno elders threatened to take Ihejirika to the United Nations on allegation of committing genocide against the Borno youths. These are the politicization of Boko Haram during the time of Goodluck Jonathan. What Zulum is reminding us is that politicization is still going on now. But this one is more subtle. It is not as open as it used to be under Jonathan. So what it means is that with the outcry of Zulum and the way the things are going over there in the northeast, particularly in Borno State, it is time to rejig the insurgency effort and bring in new ideas that will be able to cut off the informants. How are they going to do it? Those who are in the military should know better or what to do to cut off the informants, to be able to identify them, to be able to segregate them, and to be able to persecute them, to serve as a deterrent to others. But right now, as President Tinubu is set to celebrate his 2 years in office, the problem in Borno State, the problem of the insurgents, the resurgence of the insurgents is part of the dents that have characterized his administration. Economy, he has failed. In securing the nation, he has failed. So whereas, what are they celebrating? So Borno governor has reminded us in that interview that the problem of Borno, the problem of Boko Haram is getting worse, and that's something drastic need to be done. And that thing has to be done by President Tinubu, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I don't know what to think about Zulum's raising of alarm about informants for Boko Haram in government, in the military, among politicians, among communities, and the politicization of insecurity. What is your view? Let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel or have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you.